Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Now today we're here checking out the VRC Formula Alpha 2022. This is VRC's first attempt at a 2022 Formula 1 style regulation car. I've worded that completely wrong, but we're going to roll with it nonetheless. This mod has been incredibly hyped up by their community. The VRC Discord the last 48 hours-ish, when everyone started to realize what they were actually teasing, has been non-stop comments and non-stop chat about it. And now that it's dropped, it's just going crazy. So without further ado, we're going to go jump in to Assetto Corsa, check out the physics, how the car sounds, and I'll let you know whether you should buy it or not. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. The VRC Formula Alpha 2022 is a bit of a combination of a few 2022 Formula 1 cars. The side pods are very heavily inspired by Aston Martin and Ferrari, in particular with Ferrari and their, what I'm calling the dinner bowl design. There's multiple names for it, but where it dips in on the side, I'll throw up an image on screen if I remember to take one, but you can see on the side pods it is sculpted, just like how the Ferrari is. And then on the side, it's kind of the similar profile to the original Aston Martin before they copied the Red Bull. As for the front noses, I'm getting Alpha and Haas vibes from the front noses. I'm not 100% sure. There are two nose types though, so I believe one is Alfa Romeo, I'm pretty certain about that, and I'm pretty sure the other one is the Haas. As for the back end of the car, I'm getting a lot of cars. McLaren, I'm getting Red Bull, I'm getting Alpine, I'm getting all sorts. So yeah, this car's just a massive combination, and it looks absolutely awesome. VRC have knocked it out of the park, as they always do. But yeah, that's it for the looks, but let's move on to the physics, because that's the important part. So the physics of the Formula Alpha 2022 is pretty much what you'd expect. The car handles how you would expect an F1 car to handle. It's very responsive, quite light. The force feedback, actually, while I remember, the force feedback is very light. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I found I had to turn my force feedback up a bit. I'm a sucker for a light force feedback setting, but it was so light to the point where I didn't really have any road feeling at all, so I did have to turn it up a little bit. But apart from that, the car handles quite well. It's quite predictable, but if you push the limit a little bit too hard, well then it'll snap on you with no problem, and it won't regret doing it while it's at it. But yeah, the physics are great, definitely a joy to drive, and yeah, but you've also got porpoising as well. I've just glanced over at my notes. Porpoising is a big feature with this car, which is really cool, because I believe the Sim Dream cars had porpoising as a mod that you could install onto the cars, and it gave it a visual porpoising, but it didn't affect how the car drove. This one affects how the car drives, but it can always be tuned out via setup work. But I don't know how to do that yet, because I'm still trying to figure it out. But we're going to head over to the sound now. I've always been a firm believer that VRC creates some of the best sounding mods in Assetto Corsa, full stop. And this car is no exception. It sounds absolutely incredible. The transmission whine and just the engine sound in general is just an absolute symphony. And when they're put together, it creates an awesome sound. So I'm going to leave you guys really quick with an onboard of Baku, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some neat features of this car, and then we'll get into my final thoughts. So yeah, enjoy. Some of the really cool features with the VRC Formula Alpha 2022 include flexible front wings, which has been a big talking point this season, as well as the porpoising. We have a fully fledged porpoising physic within this car that you have to figure out how to get rid of with the setup, just like how the real drivers and teams have had to work with porpoising this year. They also have a fully animated driver, including hands, feet, and head, all being animated, which is really, really cool. And adds to realism a lot for content creators trying to get realistic looking hot laps. This car is just, honestly, incredible is the only word that can come to my mind when trying to describe this mod. So much attention to detail has gone into it, and considering VRC only released a mod a couple months ago, their work rate has been insane. So heading into my final thoughts now, I really do believe this is a must-have mod in Assetto Corsa. I know I say this with just about every mod I do a review on, but I only seem to do reviews on the ones that I actually think are worth your time, and this mod is no exception. It's going to cause RSS an absolute headache trying to respond with the Formula Hybrid 22, but I'm sure they will bounce back and bounce back in a very good way. But I think VRC is going to be a serious contender in the best modding studio in Assetto Corsa. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave the prices of this car up on screen. It'll be linked in the description down below. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And until next time, my name's Damon, and yeah, peace out guys.